of all, apologies for my audio yesterday. I think my audio was not quite great in the previous video. And again, I have really delayed a lot in producing this video. And I know this video was very, very demanded. And that is the Carabao Cup preview. And yeah, the Englishmen say better late than never. And I have tried my best to actually just give a quick preview about this game, talking about what the manager said in his press conference and the predicted lineup. So Chelsea play another fixture against Newcastle. Remember, they beat Newcastle at Stamford Bridge, and now they are going actually at St. James's Park, a very difficult ground, and a ground that Chelsea last won, I think it was probably in 2021. So let's try and do a preview and see what Chelsea are actually going to come up against and what are the predictions. Let's dive right into it. So Maresca had a lot to say in his press conference when he talked about Newcastle, talking about how he actually has a clear glimpse about the game, and we know very well that this is a Premier League side and this is a very, very physical game, because I've told you Newcastle is one of the most physical sides in the Premier League, and Eddie Howe, Newcastle's manager, is kind of somehow in a bit of pressure, so he might actually want to do a reverse win against Chelsea and put Chelsea in a very, very difficult situation. However, Maresca emphasizes the importance of this Carabao Cup, and I also believe that this is a cup that Chelsea should go full throttle. Now, Maresca talked about Jadon Sancho. He talked about how Jadon Sancho did not actually fit in his tactical plans in the last two matches. And this does not necessarily cast doubt that Enzo Maresca has fallen out with Sancho, but rather he's actually trying to push Jadon Sancho to maximize his potential in the team. And this might actually come up in a way in that Jadon Sancho can actually feature in this game. Another thing that Enzo Maresca talked about in his press conference is he talked about the team news, he talked about the injury news. He said so far there is no injuries, and this is something that we are seeing that is different from him. Last season when we were under Maurizio Pochettino, Chelsea faced a lot of injuries. It was injury after injury after injury. I think that his training methods and the overall management of games for each player has been good. Last season we were playing one game a week and we still had a lot of injuries. This season all our players are back, and the only injury concern is Fofana, and he said that he is not injured, he just played through pain the last game, so he's more likely to be okay. And I do not want Enzo Maresca to dare put in any first team player in this game. I want the first team players rested, tactically instructed throughout the week on the Manchester United game, which I'm going to do 3 videos previewing that game and their 3 methods. Before we start, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. So here is my preferred lineup. Now I'm picking Jorgensen to start in goal. He's been our number 2 goalkeeper. He has played majority of the midweek fixtures, and again it is also another opportunity to try and test him. I really emphasize that Jorgensen should try as much as possible to win over the manager. He should, I believe that he needs some chance in the Premier League, because I am not comfortable with Sanchez in goal. That is just me. I'm not comfortable. Sanchez is a mistake away from costing Chelsea points, so I do not want him in front of goal. Let's look at the defense line. So I'm going with a physical defense. I'm going with Isasi at right back, Tosin at right center back, Badiashile at left center back, and Viega at left back. I'm going with 4 aerially dominant center backs, very strong, very physical, because I'm expecting Newcastle to be very physical and I want Chelsea to have that opportunity in set pieces. One thing that I've realized with Chelsea is that this season we've not scored set pieces, and when you look at it, it's because our center backs, our starting center backs, Colwill and Fofana, have not been great at set pieces. But when you look at these 4 defenders, you can see aerial threats, and one way that we can get a result here is by scoring our corners and as well as nullifying Newcastle's aerial threat, and that's why I'm picking this physical defense line. Now in midfield, I go with technicality. I'm going to pick Enzo Fernandez and Dewsbury Hall. Fernandez did not play in the game that we faced Newcastle at home, and I want him to also come into the team, and he's one of the board signings, and also to just create a balance in the team and try to even have a player who can be the captain of this second 11, because Chelsea is like we have two teams. So Fernandes can step up his vice captaincy in this other group and lead it well. Now going into the attacking players, I'm going to go with Mudryk down the left, Joao Felix in the number 10 position, and Sancho as a right winger. So we've seen Sancho plays at a right winger in Manchester United and Dortmund, and also Mykhailo Mudryk has really performed quite well recently, and it's good just to give him game time. Joao Felix scored a brace in the Conference League, and it's also good to allow these players to play, because remember, we have gone with the physical backline, so we have the luxury of having these technically gifted but not physically imposing players in the team. And leading the line, I'm going to go with Christopher Nkunku. And Nkunku so far has scored 8 goals, and I would like him to add another 2 goals today and try to get even into double figures in terms of goals. I want him to even have as many as 20 goals or even 30 goals, just playing the midweek fixtures. And it's also good to manage his fitness. You know, Nkunku also was injured a lot last season, so it's another way of managing his fitness this season. So looking at my lineup, you can see that I have overhauled the entire team and I've brought in a new 11, and it's because it is good to manage players' minutes, and I also believe that this team is competent enough to actually get a result. The backline should be good enough to win aerial duels, to be physically imposing, and to also try and defend well. And the forward line is technical enough to actually cause problems for Newcastle and actually try to score goals. And that's why I'm going with this system and in this 4-2-3-1 system. So what is the tactical setup in and out of possession? So in possession, I'm going to go with the 3-2-2-3 structure. And in this 3-2-2 structure, Disasi, Tosin, and Badiashile, I believe that Tosin is very good playing as a central center back rather than playing him wide, because you can have this 3-2-2 structure and Viega coming into midfield to play alongside Enzo. Remember, we saw Enzo perform extraordinarily well when he played as a deep lying playmaker in the Conference League, and so it is good if we try to use Fernandes in that deeper position. And once we use him in that deeper position, we add the steal of Viega next to him, so that Viega can give him that physical presence, that defensive presence in that midfield. Now, without the ball, Chelsea should settle in a 4-4-2 structure. Dewsbury Hall dropping alongside Fernandes in that midfield, with both Mudryk and Sancho also dropping in that midfield, with Joao Felix joining Christopher Nkunku high up. The main aim is to try to maintain that structure, and we can just limit Newcastle to making crosses into the box, because we know very well that we have centre backs who are able to win those aerial duels. And once we win the ball, we have pace of Mudryk, pace of Nkunku, and the technical ability of Joao Felix to actually progress and create counter-attacking situations that make the team even more lethal. So what is my prediction in this game? So actually, I believe that we have what it takes to actually go to St. James's Park and get a win. So it's not going to be quite an easy game, but I'm going to go with a 3-1 win. I do not believe we are going to keep a clean sheet, but I believe our frontline players are going to be technical enough, strong enough to actually score a goal. And I also believe that the defense is able to capitalize on a set piece and actually score a set piece goal. I also emphasize the need of resting the starting 11 players such as Lavia, Reece James, Reece James. I don't want to see them on the team. I don't want to see Fofana in the team. We need to rest those players. And also, I don't want Cucurella to play in this game. I want Cucurella fit and ready to start as a left back against Manchester United. Reece James fit and ready. All those players are very important for the team, as we really need to rack up Premier League points so that we can maintain our position in the top 4 and try to have our team in a better position towards the end of the season. Thanks for watching.